Tuesday, December 17th, 2013, Village of Peoria Heights Board of Trustees meeting. Meeting is now called to order. Would you please rise and join us in the pledge of the flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our village clerk is MIA again, so need to have a motion from the board to temporarily appoint Administrator Fick to take care of those duties. Have a motion from Trustee Cumming. Second from Trustee Gett. All those in favor of temporarily appointing Trustee Fick to handle the village clerk duties tonight, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. Mr. Administrator, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Present.
Trustee Carter?
Present.
Trustee Fuller?
Present.
Trustee Reichert?
Present.
Trustee Gett? Trustee Cumming?
Present.
Thank you very much. First order of business tonight is the approval of the Board of Trustees minutes for our December 3rd meeting. Are there any changes that need to be made to the minutes as submitted?
I move to approve the December 3rd, 2013 minutes.
Have a motion from Trustee Reichert,
Second.
second from Trustee Fuller. All those in favor of approving the Board of Trustees minutes for the December 3rd, 2013 meeting as submitted, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. The board has approved the minutes as submitted for December 3rd. Mr. Administrator, any correspondence that you're aware of?
I have no correspondence this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. I know of no announcements, so we will move to trustee reports. Ambulance service with Trustee Fuller, please.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have nothing to report this evening.
Thank you. We'll move to Public Works with Trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have nothing to report.
Thank you very much. Administration Personnel with Trustee Reichert.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing.
Thank you very much. Economic Development, Village Improvements, Trustee Carter.
No, I don't have
Nothing.
anything tonight.
Nothing tonight. Thank you very much. Police,
Thank you,
Trustee
Mayor Allen.
Cumming.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'd like to announce that obviously we're foregoing the Neighborhood Watch meeting this month, which was scheduled to take place on Monday the 30th, because we'll be making quite merry, hopefully. Our next Neighborhood Watch meeting will be Monday, January 27th, right up here at Village Hall, 6:30 p.m. As always, if you have any police or code enforcement issues in your neighborhood, please come and let us know about them so that we can address them and get those rectified for you. And I also just like to take this opportunity to thank Chief Sutton, Deputy Chief Ahart, the entire PD, along with the dispatchers for everything that they've done to keep the streets of Peoria Heights safe during 2013, and wish them all a very Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions at all for Trustee Cumming? Okay, thanks again. We'll move to Building Maintenance with Trustee Gett.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have nothing to report.
Right, thank you. And we will close out with the Fire Department with Trustee Gett.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I'd just like to say there was a nice little turnout despite the weather Saturday at TNT's. Took my grandkids to it. They had a good time. They got to get the picture with Santa. I think it was a fun time had by all who showed up. So good job to everybody, the Fire Department, the Police Department. I'd just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and God bless us everyone. So,
Well, that's a hard one to follow. Thank you, Trustee
I
Gett.
try my best.
Any quick questions at all for Trustee Gett? Okay, thanks again. We will move to comments from the audience. Jeff? Anything on your mind? Jen? Not tonight? Well, we thank you both for attending. Move now to old business, which we don't have tonight, so we'll go immediately to new business. And first up is ordinance 2013-1397, which consists of far too many words for me to say, so I will throw that to Trustee Reichert.
Thank you, Mayor. Illinois' medical marijuana law will become effective on January 1st, 2014. Ordinance 2013-1397 establishes regulations for the Village of Peoria Heights to address future applications for the establishment of medical cannabis cultivation centers in the I-1 Industrial Zoning District, as well as for medical cannabis dispensing organizations in the B2 General Retail Business District. Medical cannabis cultivation centers are proposed to be allowed use in the I-1 district subject to a number of conditions, including licensing by the Illinois Department of Agriculture and a setback of at least 1,000 feet from the property line of a pre-existing public or private school, daycare center, or place of worship. Medical cannabis dispensing organizations require a special use to be located in the B2 district. The special use, which is voted on by the Zoning Board of Appeals and Village Board, requires satisfaction of a number of requirements, including licensing by the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation and setback requirements similar to cultivation centers. However, the special use process also allows the boards to consider the impact the dispensing organization would have on the surrounding land uses, which provides for a higher level of local control. So at this point, with all that being said, I would make the motion that we approve ordinance 2013-1397.
We have a motion from trustee Reichert. Second from trustee Gadd. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for approval of ordinance 2013-1397, ordinance regulating the location of medical cannabis cultivation centers and dispensing organizations as outlined by trustee Reichert. Mr. Administrator, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Gett?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 6-0, the board has approved ordinance 2013-1397 as read. Next order of new business tonight is ordinance 2013-1398. That will be presented by trustee Carter.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion for ordinance 2013-1398, donation agreement for 1216 Samuel Avenue. Ordinance 2013-1398 authorized the Village of Peoria Heights to accept a donation of property on street address 1216 Samuel Avenue from Wells Fargo. It's a trustee of U.S. Bank. As part of their donation discounted sales program. This program is designed to facilitate the transfer of properties to cities to public nonprofits that provide substantial home ownership or rental opportunities to families. The property which currently, contains a single-family dwelling will be given to the village from the marketable title and all taxes and utility bills paid by up to date for closing. The village is free to do with the property whatever they feel is best for the community. In this instance, the neighborhood is primarily single-family residential, so it is recommended that the village attempts to sell the property to the highest qualified bidder who will either rehab the structure to meet the current village building codes or agree to demolish the structure and construct a new single-family dwelling on the site in a timely manner.
So we have a motion from trustee Carter,
Second.
second from trustee Harn. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes?
There's no one living there now, is there?
No.
No? Okay.
No, he was given his marching orders about, I don't know, half a year ago or thereabouts, I think.
It's kind of an interesting opportunity
Yeah.
for the village to take possession of a property that would otherwise just end up in some landlord's possession, and then they would sort of put it together
Yeah.
in a not so great fashion probably and rent it out where we can control what happens, and make it a nice piece of property.
Yeah, or it would continue to fall apart, you know, nobody may even touch it because of, you know, the condition it's in, so. Yeah, it gives us an opportunity to hopefully improve on the situation there.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty big house.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of ordinance 2013-1398, donation agreement for 1216 Samuel as outlined by trustee Carter. Mr. Administrator, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn,
Aye.
trustee Carter,
Aye.
trustee Fuller,
Aye.
trustee Reichert,
Aye.
trustee Gett,
Aye.
trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 6-0, the board has approved ordinance 2013-1398. Next order of new business tonight is ordinance 2013-1399, which will be presented by trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. Ordinance 2013-1399. It's an ordinance authorizing agreements to provide for remote operation services for the Peoria Heights water system. Ordinance 2013-1399. We're going to enter into an agreement with the Illinois Rural Water Association to provide remote services of an operator certified at or above the class and grade of the water system operated by the village, which in this case is a Class C water system. The operator will personally inspect the water system on a monthly basis to assure proper operation and maintenance. The operator will also provide verbal and written instruction to the on-site representative and periodically inspect records to ensure that the village is keeping adequate records. The fee for these services is $250 a month. Ordinance 2013-1399 further authorizes the board to enter into an agreement specifically with Mr. Frank R. Dunmeyer to serve as the village's certified water plant operator. And this will continue until we hire Steve's replacement, and whoever we hire will have a Class C water operator's license. So I make a motion that we approve ordinance 2013-1399.
Have a motion from trustee Harn.
Second.
Have a second from, we'll go with trustee Gett. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes?
I have a question. This says this agreement is through December of 2015. I thought it was just until we hired a permanent replacement. Am I misunderstanding?
Well, it is, but we haven't actually hired anyone yet, and we're just giving ourselves plenty of room in case it takes 3 or 4 months to find a qualified person to take the spot. Hopefully, we find them pretty quick. We have a couple of interviews coming up soon. But you never know. They have to, once we get the
Yeah,
applicants
because
here.
this is
they have
like
to-
a 2-year agreement.
It has a 30-day cancellation provision, so
Okay.
if we find somebody and, you know, they're up to speed, we can give them notice. And we met with, actually, Superintendent Reddick was the person that brought in Frank Dunmeyer, and I'd say he's very flexible to whatever we want to do to work with us. Yeah, they're not in it for the money by any stretch. So I think their goal, the Illinois Rural Water Association, their goal is to, I don't want to say educate, but I mean they're kind of there to help people like that are in this situation.
So this Frank Dunmeyer is an employee of the Illinois Rural Water Association?
He's actually their executive director. Yes.
Are there any other questions or comments from the board?
Yes, I do have a question. So is he the one that's going to be teaching our guys to test the water?
He will be one of them. I think they have multiple people that, in case someone's out of town or not available, but Frank will be one of them. If I'm misspeaking, Steve, come right in. So the contract's with Frank, but I think there's the ability for other people to fill in, you know, if he's not available.
So they're going to be doing the testing of the water?
We will still do the operation and maintenance of the system, which includes taking the water samples and everything like that, but they will be the entity that looks at our reports and signs off on them. That's what Bob Roth did in the past. You know, Bob didn't take the samples or add the chemicals, but he would actually, under his license, would submit the reports to IEPA, and that's what this individual will do for us.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of ordinance 2013-1399, as outlined by trustee Harn. Mr. Administrator, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Gett?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 6-0, the board has approved ordinance 2013-1399. Next order of new business tonight is the authorization for payment to ICCI in the amount of $39,137, and that will be presented by trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. Illinois Civil Contractors Incorporated substantially completed the work associated with the removal of the 2 failed retaining walls on Glen Avenue during the final week of October. Final completion occurred during the week of November 18th with the replacement of 2 damaged sidewalk panels. Herman and Associates inspected the contractor's work, and they conclude that the work was completed in a satisfactory manner and in conformance with the plans and specifications. I'm going to make a motion that we make payment in the amount of $39,137, and this includes the retainage, so this will be a final payout.
Okay, we have a motion from trustee Harn.
Where are these walls? These are the ones down by the high school?
Yeah.
I thought we
Yeah.
already took care of this. I mean, this was,
No, we haven't. paid
they
for
just,
it
they
yet.
just now got it, so
these
then what
were-
it was, we approved for them to go ahead and do it.
Right.
That's what, okay. Sorry?
Yeah, it took,
No, it
it took
took-
quite a while because of the weather and everything that goes with it to get to actually doing the work, but
Yeah.
when they
I
got to it,
second.
it went pretty quick. Okay. We have a second from trustee Gett. Are there any questions or comments from the board?
I just want to say, I think it looks much nicer as you enter the village, heading east on Glen. It just, it looks much nicer. It doesn't look as though someone is entering a village that has a crumbling infrastructure. It's just the walls are restaurant quality again, and it's just a nicer presentation as people make their way east on Glen into the village.
Yeah, I think they did a nice job, and it's too bad they weren't put in correctly originally, because I think they lasted, 14 years or thereabouts.
Yeah, around 14 years.
Yeah, so that's obviously about a third of what we would have hoped for, but
They didn't really put in the correct drainage rock in behind the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and that let the water pressure push the wall. Instead of letting the water drain away, it sat there and would freeze and just push, push, push. The new walls are certainly a lot safer than the old walls.
Yeah.
Eventually, what happens, those old walls just fall over. It's kind of an all-at-once sort of thing.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
this is, it's good to have them done.
And this is the I don't know if we have any other tall ones still out there from the original. I know we've got some that are shorter along
Yeah.
Glen, but hopefully it's the last of the falling over ones.
Well, for a while, it's expensive to keep going
Yes, it
back
is.
and redoing someone else's work.
Yeah, it is. Okay, any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, once again, this is for approval for payment to ICCI in the amount of $39,137 for the Glen Avenue retaining walls, as outlined by trustee Harn. Mr. Administrator, would you please call roll?
Yeah, I didn't, who was the second on that? I didn't-
Trustee Gett.
Okay. Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Gett?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 6-0, the board has approved the payment to ICCI in the amount of $39,137. Last order of new business tonight is the approval of the Walker Excavating to install concrete pipe, and that will be presented by trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. On the corner of Manita and Columbus, that was a big ravine at one time, and through the efforts of the board, and, I mean, it took a lot of us. Remember all the struggle we went through to get that gas line, the gas main lowered, and then finally get some new piping in and everything. Well, originally, they only put in maybe 80 feet of 30-inch pipe to drain, and that drains the water under the railroad tracks. And we have filled that in, and that was sort of The village has been using it to put some of their clean fill from water main excavations. And so what we'll do, the point of this is to extend this another 6, well, what are we putting in? About 42 feet of pipe, and that'll give us more room to continue on with our fill. There's an end section there, it's there now. Walker will go in, remove the end section, put the piping in, put the end section back on the end. And then, excuse me, they'll put a little bit of riprap around the end so water doesn't erode around the pipe. And then the village will eventually start filling that in up to that point. We'll probably fill the whole thing in sooner or later, but for now, that's all we want to do. So I make a motion that we approve the work for Walker Excavating Company Incorporated to do up to $3,600. The estimate was for around $3,420. So I make a motion that we approve this work to be performed not to exceed $3,600.
I have a motion from trustee Harn,
Second.
second from trustee Cumming. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the bid from Walker Excavating to install the concrete pipe at Columbus and Manita, not to exceed $3,600 as outlined by trustee Harn. Mr. Administrator, would you please call roll?
Trustee Carter? I'm sorry, trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Gett?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 6-0, the board has approved the bid from Walker Excavating not to exceed $3,600. Next order of business tonight is the treasurer's report, and that will be read by our village administrator, Matthew Fick.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is for the bank balances for the month of November, submitted by Cliff Rumbaugh, village treasurer. The village accounts in the general fund, a balance of $729,928.09. Motor fuel tax account, $144,060.41. Police drug savings account, $553.19. The tax increment finance account, $20,563.72. And the healthcare flex account, $3,654.26 for a grand total in the village accounts of $898,759.67. On the waterworks side, in the waterworks account, $684,207.80. Service deposits, $84,998.67 for a grand total in the waterworks accounts of $769,206.47.
Thank you. Any questions or comments regarding the treasurer's report as read? All right, then we will take it as submitted.
I like this one better.
So that's what I thought, too. I like the higher one. Going to be asking the board to make a motion to go into executive session regarding personnel shortly. But first, the next departmental committee meeting will be held Tuesday, January 28th, 6:30 p.m. And the next Board of Trustees meeting will be held Tuesday, January 7th, 2014 at 6:30 p.m. And I need a motion at this time for the board to go into executive session regarding personnel.
Make a motion.
Have a motion from trustee Carter.
Second.
Have a second from trustee Reichert. All those in favor of the board going into executive session regarding personnel at this time, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no.
Nay.
Nay.
By a vote of 5 to 1, well, 5 to 1.5. Board has approved to go into executive session at this time regarding personnel. We will reconvene after that to have the final adjournment, but at this time we will adjourn into executive session. We thank everyone for attending, and everyone have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.